Hi, welcome to the Sunday Reading Report, where I update you on the progress of the books I've been reading this week. First, we have The Outsider by Stephen King. This one I did finish and ended up giving it 3.25 stars. For my full review on this book, check out my TBR Rewind series, which should be coming out this week. The other one is How to Read Now by Elaine Castillo. It's a denser book. Writing style is very lengthy, lots of metaphors, very long sentences, lots of conjunctions, and it's taking me a long time to get through it and digest it. She makes some good points about the disparity of the expectation of white authors and BIPOC authors by the audience and what type of writing they're expected to provide. Be interested to see how it wraps up. And lastly, from last week is The River Has Root by Amal El-Mohtar. This one I did finish and gave 3.25 stars. I thought the story was fine. I felt almost like we were dropped into this world without any background, but it felt like we should have background. The author talked through the short story in a way that I just felt like I was missing a piece. The story of two sisters, the sacrifice sister will make for one another. But yeah, I just felt like I was missing a piece of the world, and so I didn't get the full enjoyment of the story that I thought that I could. However, at the end of this story, there was an excerpt from her new book, Seasons of Glass and Iron. And the story that I read of this one I really liked. It was a retelling, felt like a Grimm's fairy tale. So I think I'm going to pursue adding this to my TBR. And for new books I started and finished is Life and Death and Giants by Rindo. This one I ended up giving 3 stars. I didn't expect it to be a story about the Amish, so I enjoyed that part of it. I enjoyed the struggle one of the characters has with her religion and with how the rest of the world views her religion, and when her grandson goes off into the English world, how that impacts her. I thought the story was well told. There was a lot of sports in this story, which I also wasn't expecting. I think if you are more of a sports person, that maybe you would have liked this a little bit more. It's a very beautifully told story, lyrical and descriptive, the emotional moments. So I did enjoy that. Overall, for me, it was a 3-star read. All right, and then for the 2 that I'm currently reading, this is the next book on my TBR Rewind series. This is A Walk Around the Block by Spike Carlsen. This is a fun read if you are interested in learning things. So this is about all of these little things that we see if we were to walk around our neighborhood. I'm really enjoying it. I think it's interesting to have this when you want to step away from something more heavier that you're reading, touch base and learn a few things. And then lastly, I am 2/3 of the way through The Dream Hotel by Laila Lalami. This is the fiction pick for April for the Anti-Brain Rot Reading Challenge hosted by This Story Ain't Over. This is a dystopian novel taking place a little bit in the future, although I don't think the things in this book are so far in the future. A little bit of a Minority Report feel where government is able to risk score people and with that determine where they might commit crimes, detain them and observe them to see if this is an actual threat. So it follows a woman going through that process. So far so good, and we'll update you next week. That's all I have finished and started for this week, the 3rd week of April 2026. Thanks for joining. Also, if you need a little motivation to read or craft or tackle a to-do list, check out my live sprints over on my YouTube channel as well. See you next week.